you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You weren't with me shooting in the gym.
What's going on, folks?
Yes.
Welcome back to the No Old Dogs podcast. We're your host, Rah.
It's Brah.
And on today's episode, we're going to speak on. I need to take over. I forgot that quickly.
Damn, that's bad. How do you feel about the statement, black on black crime?
On today's episode, we're going to talk about the statement, black on black crime.
The statement, black on black crime.
Well, one thing how I feel about it is,
damn, you ready to go. You got the guns blazing. Look at it.
I feel very disrespected with that. For two reasons. One, you don't hear about anybody else having a crime after them. Like a white person kill a white person, a Chinese person kill a Chinese person, or do something or steal from a Chinese person. It's just crime.
It's just crime.
But black people do it. It's black on black crime. And furthermore, when and I'm not against Trump, I'm not for Trump, I'm not against Biden, I'm not for Biden. But when Trump supporters talk about how good he is, it's like, look at the black unemployment rate is, the lowest it's ever been thanks to President Trump. So let me get this straight. When it comes to killing each other, we're 100% responsible for that. Or stealing from each other, 100% responsible for that. But when we doing good, the white man helps us out. Maybe the black people, while Trump was in office, are more qualified for jobs, are getting a better education, are beating out their white, Asian, or whatever counterparts for these jobs. But no. Black unemployment rate gets attributed to somebody else, but black on black crime is black people wilding out. What you got to say?
I agree 100% what you said. A lot of people going to say that, that doesn't change the fact of what it is. Everybody always try to find loopholes in what you say. So, they don't talk about Asians. And that's not like the everyday, thing that you hear about. So, before I get into it, so it was a lady that was on Facebook. She put black on black crime. And I just said, simple. It's no such thing. I said, it's no such thing. I said, I mean, no disrespect. And as I went through her page, now once I seen that post, I just responded based off of seeing the post. And as I went through her timeline, her son was murdered. He looked like he just, I don't know if he graduated from high school or graduated from college.
Still look young though.
Right, he was definitely young, and he graduated whatever, or I don't know the situation, but I'm going to assume, because as she was talking about black on black crime, that statement, it was kind of like you could see she was like hurt as she was saying it. So I'm just going to assume that's what brought her to that point. And she was just like, a lot of people were saying, sis, this is not the time for that. But she said, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and that's it. And I was just like, well, I mean, everybody is entitled to their opinion. I mean, that's just what I believe. How you feel about it is how you feel about it. But let's just break that down. If you just think about this, just come on, y'all. When you walk out the door on your block, we live in Philadelphia. How many white people that live on your block? First, just give us a number. How many houses on your block, and how many white people on that block?
Let's go with the houses. Let's say 50 to 100. 52 to 100. Yeah. Okay. from the time the block starts.
Right.
To,
Right.
Okay. Oh, wait. You talking about like
Pretty much.
entire, like till I get to an intersection, or
Pretty much the 100 of your block. So
okay, so
whatever you know, the 100.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So how many white people live? But you said 50 to 100. How many white people that live on your block?
If there are any, they're never outside when I'm outside.
Okay. Now you hear that?
So I'm going to say 0.
Okay.
I can safely say I've never seen not one on my block. No.
Okay. Now in my block,
The mailman.
In my block, I have about, I'm going to agree with you, to about 50 to 100 houses. We have 2 sides of the street. Probably more than that, because some houses are apartments.
Yeah, you never
so you know, but I've been living on my block for a long time now, and it's a lot of people that I met. I greeted. It's only one white person that live on my block. One. So, okay. So where I'm going at with this is, if somebody is selling drugs, more than likely it's black people
On your block.
on my block. It would be.
Yeah.
More than likely. It's a great chance it will be either black or Hispanic. That's what's mainly on my block. Okay. If they want to take my money, rob me, or a high chance it's going to come from a black person. So people is labeling these crimes like, oh, like it's a black thing, it's a black on black crime. No. Why don't people just say it's good versus evil? It's not black on black crime. It's good people and it's bad people. That's it. That's it. It don't have a color. If it was more white people that was in your neighborhood selling drugs, it would probably be a black or Hispanic killing a white person, or vice versa. That's why, like when it comes to like police brutality, we have white people patrolling our neighborhoods. So when you hear about police brutality, sometimes it's even black people that actually was a part of the police brutality. Mm-hmm. But it's more white people. So, or let's say more white people get caught up in this particular subject of police brutality. Now, they are labeled. Like when you see a white officer, you just, you kind of like, oh man, police brutality, whatever. But sometimes in those cases, a lot of those cases, it'd be black. I've been harassed by more black people than white people as law enforcement.
Yeah.
More black people harass me, but everybody's still talking about like, oh, black on black. No. It's because they already get the label. It's already labeled.
Stamped. Stuck. For whenever it came about and however it came about, it's stuck.
If it was more, as they say, gentrification in your neighborhood, it probably would be more murders from different race.
It would just call it crime.
It would just be crime. But since it happened from a black person, that's all that's in your neighborhood. So it's not like it's a black thing. It's just a good versus evil. And I don't understand, like, well, she was upset and she was like, well, I just want to talk about this black on black crime. I want to talk about good versus evil.
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about. Why is people hating this kid that's, went to high school and wanted to make something with himself? Why did these people it's not a black thing. I hate when you, and I was guilty of it. When somebody, just give me a second. When a person talk proper, that's a black person. They say, "Oh, you talking white."
You sound white. You talking white.
The fuck? How?
You put on your white voice, huh?
That's so stupid. No, I'm talking with some damn sense. But when you talk proper, see, people forget about these things. Like, I just don't understand how we just label things and we just leave it just like that. And we accept it. I went as far as pulling up some.
You got some stats over there?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see it.
So it's talking about murders. This is a FBI report for 2000 crimes in 2016.
In the United States?
Yes.
Okay.
United States. So it's a race, a victim. It's a total. Well, we on the white people. It's a 3,499 total. So it's a race of offender. So it's a sex of offender. I think these numbers is a little screwed because I don't even want to go off the internet for the simple fact that, like, as I'm looking at these numbers, this is what they reported, but also I sat down and I talked to somebody and they was explaining to me that we was talking about the problem that they having in Kensington. And they said that they don't report all the crime because they want people to buy houses over here. I said, wait. They said they don't lock everybody up for doing every particular. So as looking at these numbers, you can't even base, like, I was about to get into the numbers, but when things like that happen, how could you really get into the numbers when it's not truth? For somebody to tell me, I mean, this person was law enforcement family and they was white, just to be completely honest. This person said, it was a guy. He was like, they don't report everything. Because if a person, let's say New York, want to buy a house in Philly, you got a house that's in Kensington section, or let's say Fishtown, Port Richmond, like in those areas, was high of like drug addicts. That's terrible. And a lot of crime, because drugs obviously bring crime, like we all know that, because they want their fix, whatever. Now, he said that what they would do is they wouldn't report it all, or some they wouldn't even just lock up. I said, what? Like, so maybe it might not be murder, but it might be like a sexual assault.
Man, that's terrible.
So now you got those numbers that's not even counted into these, like to let's say 2016, because they trying to sell houses, because now they put a deck on it, they put a little balcony on there, they put like things around it, a little tree, and now they want to sell it for $500,000. But obviously you can't sell a house for $500,000
if everybody getting murdered and sexually assaulted and a bunch of drugs around the area.
So what do?
I dropped the property value, so
they don't report it. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people don't know everything. I mean, and I believe in my heart, if her son wasn't murdered, she wouldn't even have been saying this. That's just, that's what I believe. A lot of people don't speak out on things until they on that side of the coin.
Yeah, because I just wonder, not to discredit that lady or anything, I just wonder what, like, it was black on black crime because the offender was obviously black.
Right.
If it was a white person,
What would she say? What would be her response? White on black crime?
if it was an Asian person, yeah. So we get a lot of the bad rap in this. When I say we, I mean black people. We get a lot of bad rap amongst each other and amongst other races, and a lot of this stuff gets passed down. Like black on black crime was around, or the term was around before we were even born. Right. And when's it going to stop? Never. Where does it come from? I have no idea whatsoever.
She said it came from 1974. She said, do your research. I don't need to. Certain stuff, you research with it, our heroes, our ancestors did. Or where we come from. You don't research stuff like that what somebody is telling you to. If I said to you, Rah, I'm a good basketball player. That's what I told you. I mean, obviously, you know, just say that you didn't see me play basketball. Right. I can say that to you forever. And you got to accept it until, you know, it's proven. So it's just like, it's more so about the proof, but then you got to look at the whole picture. Like, you can't just say, it's black on black crime because of a situation. Sorry that happened to her, but I mean,
enough in doing the research. When you was in school, how many textbooks said that Christopher Columbus was a fraud?
None. That was premature.
Yeah, how many of them said he was a fraud?
And everybody know that he didn't discover. Listen, it never was in the book. Shout out to Christopher Columbus because it's the day that you get paid to be off work. If you
no, shout out to the holiday.
Yeah, shout out to the holiday. Not Christopher Columbus. But at the same time, they know. So when you're going through your textbook, you going through the pages, they say, oh well, truthfully, the Indians was here. Why don't they say it in the book? Why is Christopher Columbus still getting the credit for what everybody know? It's not one person in this world. Well, I'm pretty sure that everybody know. You can't discover something when somebody is here. Oh, Rah, I discovered this microphone. I've been talking on it for this whole podcast. No, I'm just going to tell everybody that I felt that mic before you. Well, if anybody has some damn sense, they would already known that Rah was already...
Especially when you tell the story. Yeah, Rah was talking on the microphone. And I was like, hey, that's a nice microphone I just discovered.
I think just people, that's how I feel about black on black crime.
Yeah.
Like, to hear that statement, to hear somebody say, since you're talking proper, oh, you talking like you white. That is some of the dumbest stuff. And if you talk with slang, you know what I'm saying? You hear me? That's black. No. How about that's just a way that black people communicate? Mm-hmm. It's no different than nodding your head, blinking your eye, whatever. That's just another way that black people communicate. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to bring. You should not bring. Yeah, I'm saying to a corporate meeting, obviously,
No, you should not.
Because they cannot, like certain people in that setting, they cannot connect with that, and that's understood. But me sitting here saying, yo, Rah, you check that joint out.
I seen that joint.
Yeah, man, you feel me?
Yeah, that joint.
Man, I had to keep it 100. He understand what I'm saying. Because this is a conversation between me and him. Of course, you don't take that, like I said, once again, you don't take that conversation to corporate. Because corporate is like, wait, I'm saying? Like, what? Like, wait, what?
Yeah, they gonna stop you dead in your tracks. You're definitely either not getting that account or not getting that job, whatever it is.
And if you talk proper, you knew how to talk. You You know how to speak with, with some intelligence. That's what, like, one of the hardest things for me is to, just to take a little curve. That's why sometimes I pause, because I don't want to use. Sometimes it's you okay when you're talking amongst friends, but even like when on podcasts, I just don't want to come off that way. Yeah, saying all that. I talk like that, but it should be amongst my people that understand how I talk, or the people I say that's my friend. So when people go around just keep using these terminologies, these statements and these, I'm even call it like it's a cliche now. You know what I mean? You talking white because you're talking proper, or just because somebody got killed by a black person is black on black crime. No, the person got killed by somebody that was evil,
right?
And it wasn't right, and that's it. Like it's nothing. It's nothing with that. Now you say black on black crime. Now let's get to that. Now, how do people look at a black person now once that's being said? Black on black crime. Now people saying it, not doing research, not being from the neighborhood. You talking about a kid that's not a white kid. It could be a Puerto Rican kid, another black kid. It can be a Hispanic kid. Now you hear black on black crime. They like, man, black people they just evil.
They just out here killing each other.
So why do people say it? When, like you said at the beginning, when a white person kill people,
it's crime.
It's just, it's crime.
It's whatever category it falls into, murder, whatever the crime is, murder, robbery, rape.
What was those when they did the combine? What was those guys considered? Was that considered white on white crime?
Nah.
When they did the combine?
I did not hear that once.
Or look at all the shootings that happened, just in general. I mean, I don't know all of them off top.
And that's the crazy part about
it. It was never white on white crime or anything like that.
It actually has, they shot people in the school, so they call it school shooters. Makes all the sense in the world.
Right.
But it's black on black crime, just because it was a black person, but no other race or anything else has that type of categorized like that. There, I'm gonna mess it up. I don't get it. And I think part of it's because, we accept it and we pass it on.
Yeah,
us as black people, we say black on black crime.
Yeah, that's bull. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is, she said, do the research. Come on, man.
You shouldn't be fighting that hard to get black on black crime labeled.
Where are you getting your research from, man? You cannot. That's why I started to go off of where I was seeing on Facebook, but those numbers won't be right. Like, I already know that. Based off of being in the community, you're not gonna sit here and just say, oh well, it's more crime. I remember I used to say it's more black people on welfare. Right? But then somebody posts something, it was more white people, and then it was a whole big thing about that, like, oh, it's more white people in the world than black and all this other stuff. People made it a big thing. And I was just like, why is everything like separated like that? You know what I mean? Like, why is it separated like that? It's people that's on welfare. It's people that got a job. It's people that's rich. It's people that, middle class, I would say. Just regular hard workers or whatever. Everybody is just, oh, it's more white. Come on, man. I'm just getting tired of hearing it.
I just had to look something up real quick. I mean, I didn't go in depth with it, but just if you just look at this highlighted thing, it says he commits crimes against. They were talking about somebody who was researching this and asked like a neighborhood hustler or something. He said he commits crimes against other African Americans because that's who lives around him. That's what you said, and that's what police let him get away with.
Come on,
that's
man.
enough right there. And that's enough to let you know what's going on right there.
And that's where it's about, like, the wordplay. It's about how people. I was talking about this just recently. I just said that to you. If I constantly say something to you, you will believe it. Like if somebody want to believe their own lie, they just keep lying to everybody. So then now you got other people believing a lie, and then now that lie become true. You know what I mean? But it's a lie. So now they creating this black on black crime. Now she just seeing it like, oh well, you know, some black random kid killed my son, whatever. I don't know the situation at all.
Right.
That's what happened. And then it's just like, well, it's black on black crime. She don't even understand what she's doing, what she's saying. Like I said, it's just like talking proper and saying, oh, you talking, since you're talking proper, oh, you talking white. I had to stop that. When I was younger, I was saying that, like, come on, man, you sitting up here talking to me like you white. Like, what? That's a ignorant statement. Like,
yeah, that's putting down your people.
Yeah, like, come on, you can't say that. Like, you cannot say that. You just need to talk proper. You know what I mean? It's, you know, you need to talk right. You know what I mean? Good and evil. I don't get it, man. Our people just keep following what's being said. You know what I mean? And we just go on. It's so many things, man. I could go like the list of things that the TV let you think, like blue eyes is beautiful, green eyes is beautiful. It's nice to look at. But I like my eyes dark. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? People want you to believe like being light, that's beautiful. Or having straight long hair, that's beautiful. I'm okay with the, you know, like wave or curly hair or, you know, whatever type of hair texture. I'm okay with that.
I would take having hair.
Right. Or I'm okay with my skin being dark. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Like I don't know, man. People just people don't think about what they say and the damage that they're doing by saying these things. I'm not using that statement. I would never use that statement.
And you would think in this politically correct world we live in, stuff like that would start to die down. Like you can't even really say too much nowadays because you're going to offend somebody, but except for if you're putting down black people.
I said to myself, I said before, it was something that, the guy was on sports and he was like, what's his name? Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
Huh? What's his name?
Russell Westbrook, you talking about?
Yeah, Russell Westbrook. He was, I'm thinking about Russell Wilson. But Russell Westbrook, he was like, oh my God, he's going crazy. He out his cotton picking mind. Man, he didn't mean nothing by it. He was just saying a line that he probably said for years. But at the same time, somebody said, nah, it's not cool for you to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't, I don't have a problem with people saying certain things if it don't come from hate. That's just me.
Him himself, it might not have come from hate, but it's
Right.
definitely
Yeah, it's definitely
a term.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But he wasn't saying it that way. Like, I mean, you know, like we was debating with the whole Riley Cooper thing, and it was just like how I felt about how you felt about it, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But when it come from hate, or when a person, how can I say this? If a person is not around and you can't have that same conversation, like if they're right there, then you already know that.
But my only thing is, if it was Gordon Hayward, would he have said that?
Far as
He's out of his cotton picking mind. If Gordon Hayward was doing the same, or players in the league, forget point guards, players in the league. If it was Gordon Hayward or Dirk, would he have said that? And coincidentally, if it was Jeremy Lin, if he had said he's out of his rice-eating mind, wouldn't it be a little bit too on point?
yeah, but that's I get it. Just, you know what I mean? I mean, at the same time, he owned it. He got suspended.
He got suspended. He owned it.
I owned it.
I don't see hate coming from it.
No, I didn't. No, I get it. That's why they took away from the whole the Washington Redskins. Now you're gonna have to do the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? They be sitting up there.
Be having the headdresses on, painting their face.
Right. You gotta change all that stuff. But it's crazy. Look what brought this to that point. You know what I mean? All this stuff, all these things lined up for that. I mean, people just gotta be careful. What would you say now at this point? Like, people say, like, I mean, because there's a lot of changes going on at this time. If they say you can no longer use the term black on black crime,
they still won't use it.
I'm just saying. Now, how would you feel? You know what I mean? Like, you'll feel like a butthead because they took it back. It's just like saying, like cotton picking, you out of your cotton picking mind. You know, like how they checked him. He's like, oh no, They said, oh man.
Yeah, we're going to sit you down for a little bit.
It's just like how we was talking about, we had a podcast, we was talking about how do you feel about the word nigga.
Oh yeah, we had that podcast.
Oh man, that one was, and I simply said that it's 2000, at that time it was like 2019. Somebody call you a nigga, what you gonna do? You gonna hurt everybody, every racist person. You gonna.
Well, that was before George Floyd. It wouldn't be a good idea right about now.
No,
I mean, I still feel the same way. Like, just let it go. If you got anything like going for yourself, it's just best to let it go because you're gonna lose a whole lot more.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely lose a whole lot more.
But
and then
this ain't the climate to be.
Yeah, I mean, you might get your behind beat none at this point. I remember one time, we was talking about black on black crime, but everybody know no holding thoughts. We don't hold them, so we just kind of just go with the flow. So just keep following this on. So now we simply talking about how being just giving. Well, I'm giving a story about being called a nigga. So I was doing Uber, and it was a white lady and a white man in the back, and everything was fine. Everything was good. They was drunk. I do Uber at night because it's less traffic or whatever, So I'm out doing that, whatever. They get in the car. Everything was cool. No problems. Obviously, I can tell that they was drunk. I mean, he was more so like laid back. She was more so like, yeah, loud and going on or whatever. I didn't care. It was kind of funny because he was trying to calm her down, but she wasn't going for it because she was drunk. And she was like, fuck that, nigger. And it was like, and he was like, whoa. Like, he trying to cover her mouth. And I was like, dude, what I'm gonna do? What I'm about to punch on you? You got my name. You got all my information on the app. I'm gonna hit you and hit her.
Yeah, well.
So, and then she said it again. She was like,
oh, she doubled down.
Yeah, she definitely doubled down. She was like, he was like, yo, just chill. Like, what the fuck? She was like, no, fuck, nigger. And I was just like, bro, like, just relax, man. I'm going, you know what I mean? Just go ahead, carry on with your day. It didn't bother me because at this point, she let me know who she was. I don't have to, like, come on, man.
And you was gonna take the biggest loss.
I was gonna definitely I wouldn't have been able to do Uber again. Wouldn't have been able to provide for my family because somebody called me a name that black people call me all the time.
Honestly.
You know what I mean?
And I get the whole thought process. We can say that to each other, but you can't say. Let's think about that logically. I have a job.
Mm-hmm.
A good job, bad job, whatever. It's a job that I go to every day to provide for my family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a great time providing for my family. We're eating every day. We got clothes on our back. We got a roof over our head. All those things are lined up because I have that job.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's having a bad day
Right.
sees me, notices that I have darker colored skin, and decides to call me a nigga. I beat the brakes off of him. Now what's next for me?
You're gonna lose everything that you just had lined up. Or you might not lose it, but you're gonna have to go on a different angle.
Yeah.
Just because you was called a name. So it's just a lot of people. And then a lot of people don't even understand.
Nothing, what if you don't even win the fight? And some of y'all be like, I'm gonna beat that white dude's ass. Alright. And get the knuckles dragged across your face, and next thing you know, you got called a nigga and you got your ass whooped.
He said get them knuckles dragged across your face. No, that's true. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a lot of people just, my dad actually told me he slapped a white guy, called him a nigga, and he slapped him. And they took him to jail. And he had to go to court. Thank God he already had a job, because it's not like he was looking for a job. He, you know, because once you got the job, 9 times out of 10, they don't do another background check on you. No job don't do that. I mean,
I've heard of that like one time.
Well, I had one job that did do that. Like, what the fuck? They gonna do another background check on me? I'm here already.
Right.
It just actually happened too. Like,
it's a rare occasion.
Yeah, it's definitely rare. But it's certain jobs that, you know, if you're around certain things, they'll do another background check. I mean, that's cool. I'm cool, you know. But look, if he didn't in that situation, what if, you know, they did do another background check? He got locked up for assault. They fired him. What if they would have did that? Now, guess what? That particular job he retired from after 30 years. At that time, he had in like, let's say, give or take, let's say like 20 something. All those years will be gone. Where you gonna go after that? With that on your record? Just because, and I get it, it's bigger than, you know, it's bigger than, you know, yourself. But at the same time, who gonna provide for my family? Do I like being called a nigga? No. People, you know, because people that's gonna watch this, no, I don't want to be called a nigga. No, I don't. But at the same time, I'm not about to ruin my whole day because somebody, like you said, like, you know, this guy had a bad day and he just decided to do that to you. Nah. But you're not gonna come in my house.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? I mean, but.
And plus, she was drunk, so like you being of sound mind and body.
Right.
You were the adult in the car at that point in time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and it happened multiple times. I mean, I was riding, and I can give you stories for days. I was riding with this guy. He was white. We was doing moving. We was working on a moving truck. We was making a delivery, and delivery truck. I said moving truck because we was moving so much furniture. So we was making it. It was a furniture company, and we was making a delivery. And this guy, I was coming out of this. I swear it was like a half a mile. And I turned onto the intersection. I mean, not the intersection, pretty much the street after leaving someone home. This guy went around me. I mean, but he knew I was coming out. He went around me, slammed on the brakes, did all this. And I'm just like, you sped up just to, for the first part anyway. You see me turning out. You should have just gotten in the far right lane while I turned into the left. Whatever. So after, like, he was in front of me, he's slamming on the brakes, doing all this stuff. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm fine. We getting paid. So whatever you was doing, like you trying to mess up my day, I don't care. So at every light, he kept saying, like, you know, like, fuck you and all this other stuff. And normally we don't curse, but we gotta kind of like let you know like how things actually took place. I'm not gonna keep saying F, and no. This was happening. He was getting out saying, fuck you. So I'm like, man, this guy really, man. So I'm asking the guy that's next to me.
He got out the car?
Yeah, he got out the car.
After every light?
After every light. Because he wanted me to engage. It was actually in Tabernacle, New Jersey. Everybody know that's like known as a racist area from what I'm with. No, I'm gonna take that back. It's known to most as a racist area. I don't know. I'm just in the area doing my damn job. I don't care. So at every light, it was about 6 lights. So I'm asking this guy, I'm like, why does he keep, and I'm laughing at him. I'm asking my partner, I'm like, you see this? And the reason why I'm trying to make him see it, because he's white. And I want to see the reaction that this stuff we just don't make up. So he's seeing it. So we get to the next light.
That was white on black crime right there.
White on black crime. So we get to the light. He get out. I'm still laughing. I'm having a good old time. I'm clapping. I'm like, he mad. Because that would obviously make him mad. And he yelled out, nigger. And he got in the car. So I asked my partner, I said, did you hear him? He was like, no, what'd he say?
No.
He said, he looked at me like, he was like,
hey man, I know that was an old podcast, but why everybody leave you out there like that?
oh, man. They always, bro. They said he big enough.
He was like, I didn't want him to know I was in the car with you.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So he said, he was like, no, I ain't here. So I was like, I looked at him right in his face. I said, so you ain't hear that? He was like, no. So we drove. I said, listen. Now I got mad. I said, listen, when we get to the next light, I swear to God, I'm gonna break his jaw. So I put these gloves on. I put gloves that so you can grip, like them garden gloves, so you can have a little grip on it. I had them on, and I wrapped the like a shirt, like a rag or something around my knuckles, because the dude had his windows rolled up. I said, I swear to God, I looked him right in his face. I said, so you ain't hear that? No. I was just mad because he tried to act like that just didn't happen. So I said, okay, when we get to the light, I'm going to jump out the car and I'm going to punch through the glass and break his fucking jaw. That's what I told him. I said, I swear to God.
I'm pretty sure you heard you say that, though.
Oh, yeah. I said, I'm going to break his jaw. I said, I'm going to leave his jaw right in his lap. I swear to God. I said, I'm going to punch through the glass. Now, I'm thinking, I'm in New Jersey. I should not have been thinking like this, but I was just so mad. So he slowed down when he got to the light and ran the red light. Phew! And I was like, you know what? He know I couldn't catch him. I was in a big truck. So, them trucks ain't catching nothing.
That was a good thing.
Yeah, it was. Because I'm telling you, at that moment, I was so upset and so mad. Only, not because he called me a nigga. Because I was working with a white person. And he tried to act like it did not happen. So just because you're not a racist, you still got to act like this stuff is real life kicking and happening. He tried to act like it wasn't happening. So what I was going to do was bring light to the situation. And that was my bringing light to the situation by knocking him the hell out. That's all I was going to do. I was going to punch through the glass and punch him in his jaw. That's all I kept saying. I said, watch this. Watch when we get to the light. And he slowed down, went right through that light. I said, I'm telling you. But it's racist is live and kicking, man. It's
unfortunately.
It's the facts. You know what I mean? And how we conduct ourselves as people, as especially black people, because I'm black. I mean, it's obvious. We just need to watch what we say, because we can create wrong narratives about ourselves. You know what I mean? Welfare is not bad for everybody. Sometimes you out of work, that it don't pay for you.
Look what the heck is this called? The pandemic done to everybody.
Right. Pandemic, you getting pandemic money. People, we were just talking about that. You getting pandemic money. People saying, "Oh, you broke because you get the pandemic money."
I'm broke because my job ain't open because of a once in a century pandemic that's keeping me out of work.
I said, man, we just gotta watch what we say, because we bringing our own selves down. We trying to, and another thing. Oh my God! I wish this was at the beginning of the podcast that I would say this. We don't have to be accepted by nobody to be great. We already was behind the 8 ball, and we are here today. At one point in time, it was a law that a black person could not be taught how to read. They will kill the person that teaches a black person how to read. Now we know how to read. Now we are lawyers and doctors and presidents and in power positions. We are entrepreneurs. We are actors. We are athletes. We are some sort of entertainer. Look where we came from. You know what I mean? So all what was built, don't tear it down based off of what the media told you. You can believe it. I just prefer for people just not to say it. You know what I mean? Because now when I walk somewhere and I got a beard, I'm a killer. People clutch their pocketbook. People cross the street. But I'd be the same person that'd chase somebody down if the pocketbook was stolen. Don't matter what race. So once again, this is just about good and evil, man. And stop painting the narrative that black people is this evil people. It's not black on black crime. It's good versus evil.
It's just crime.
It's just crime.
Let's stop perpetuating the negative stereotype on ourselves.
Yeah, and it's sad, man. And she could not see it because, of course, she wouldn't see it. You know what I mean? Her son just got killed, or her son was killed. It probably wasn't just, but her son got killed. So I get it. I get it. But think about it. This is a lifetime thing. You know what I mean? What about my kids? And when your kids have kids, and then those kids have kids, they gonna have to deal with that. Oh, this black on black crime. It's not gonna do nothing but get worse. There's a lot of things that I was told that, since we on that, I was told that I said why I didn't say that black don't support blacks. So a lot of people took that, I posted that on social media. It wasn't that I said it. It was a question that was posed and I posted, and that was our topic for the show. And I read off what the person was saying or whatever, but I was just like, sometimes people be taking the questions that we get based, like if I'm the one that's sitting there, the person that's behind the question. No, people want to know. And now going off my personal experience, other races move different. Your own kind don't move. That's just my I didn't have the question, but my personal opinion, my personal experience, people don't, my people don't support me as much as other people. Or if they do support, it comes with something. I get that. I mean, give me another one. It's not just, let me just get, if you selling a bottle of water, let me just get that bottle of water for $1. You just move on. You gotta critique it. Oh, this the dollar water. This the dollar water that comes from Walmart. They don't sell. You want the water or not? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's no different than what everybody else is doing.
They don't take in the convenience of this water's right here in front of your face.
Right. You ain't at Walmart.
You ain't at Walmart right about now.
But they don't go in there, like I said. I mean, I say it 1,000,001 times. Y'all go in there and correct the Chinese people and how they conduct their business.
Or you don't go to McDonald's and say, you got that $5 Big Mac, I'm gonna give you $4.50 for it.
Yeah, if you don't come with the correct price, you ain't getting a Big Mac. I mean, it is simple for them. But you could you could go to Fahim. You could go to Fahim and just be like, look, yo, bro, I know you want a dub for that shirt. I got 18. I got 18, man. That's a nice shirt too, man.
Speaking of a dub for a shirt.
Yeah, we on some new level, man. We on some new level. But I just hope we just got good people, evil people.
No such thing as black on black crime.
No such thing as black.
It's just unfortunate situations. Some people put themselves in and commit a crime, and then sometimes evil people just go out and looking for something to do. But we're gonna wrap it up right there. We appreciate once again everybody who likes, comments, subscribes, and what's I'm missing something? Shares and calls in to the calling line.
Yes.
We appreciate everybody, and once again,